So you're thinking about building an app with AI, but just not exactly sure how to get started. And you'd love to generate a recurring income without having to touch anything, buy anything, ship anything, inventory everything. Well, an app's a great idea. I've developed over 20 apps myself and published each of them and sell them online. And I have 10 things that I do before I even post my initial prompt to my AI platform. And by the way, I tend to use Lovable and Base 44. Those are my favorites. Others are great, but those two are simple. So if you're looking for an AI platform, check out either one of those. Now, number one thing I think about before I ever start prompting is what kind of problem can my app solve? Maybe I've used another app and it's missing features. For instance, I created a photo editing app that combined about 4 different platforms into one so that I could do all the things that I wanted to do without hopping from app to app. So that is one thing you can do. Bounce off of someone else's idea. Or you can go to Google Trend Search and ask it to tell you the most searched for apps that are not currently available. And the higher they rank, those are the ones that people are going to want. So those are things that you can look for easily to figure out what problem is out there and how can you solve it. Okay, number 2, who's actually going to buy this app? What demographic are you serving? Are you serving an older generation or are you serving something for kids? So that's number 2. Number 3, how do I relay the pain point to my user so they realize that is something they need and have to have? Okay, so you're going to solve that pain point for them and you're going to make it very descriptive how you're going to solve that pain point. Using a hook is a great way to do that. Sometimes asking a question can do that. Number 4, then it's time to come up with the name of the app after you've already come up with your idea. Now, if you really have struggled with names, you can consult an outside AI generator to help you. I've done it many times myself, and sometimes I just come up with it on my own. But my biggest tip to you is before you name that app, check to see if the domain name is available because you want the domain name to correlate to your app so users can find it. So you want the name to be catchy enough that they remember it and then they know exactly where to go to find it. So they can search for it and it'll pop up right away. Number 5, after you've come up with the name of the app, start thinking about your logo. What do you want to represent your app or your business? You can then consult an outside AI generator if you like to help you come up with this logo. And you can ask it to do colors, like if you have a specific color in mind, if you want to add a photo, or if you want to create an avatar, which is typically what I tend to do, or a background, or whatever theme or idea you have in mind, the AI generator like ChatGPT can actually create that for you. And if you don't like it, tell it what you don't like, whether it be the color or the image or even the font on the name that is added to your app. Make sure that the logo has your app name included on it. And then just stay with the generator until it creates exactly what you want. Now, number 6, after you've created your idea, the name for your app, and the logo, you need a tagline. You need something catchy that is going to bring people in and quickly describe what your app is or what it does or what problem it actually solves. So the tagline is number 6. Number 7, start thinking about when you're tackling the pain point or your problem and how you're going to solve it. What features do you actually want to implement into your app design? So these are things that you need to start compiling and even just take a note or write an outline so that you don't forget anything because you're going to want to include all of these things into your very first prompt. Okay, so what features? Do you need a wizard? Do you need prompts? Does the user need to answer questions? Or are you just going to have a simple toolbar to walk them all the way through it? How's your landing page going to look? That sort of thing. Okay, now that's going to be your first version because after you've started with that, you will come up with more ideas and you will want to add to it and you will have multiple versions. Okay, number 8, don't be afraid to consult other AI generators for additional ideas. So you've come up with your idea, you think it's great, but the AI generator might be able to come up with more ideas to make it even better. So don't be afraid to run your ideas by ChatGPT or Claude or anyone else and ask it if it has anything else or any other ideas that you should be able to add to your app to make it so a user cannot live without it. Number 9, start thinking about all the things that are going to go into that very first prompt. All right. And these are things that include the name of your app, number 1, the logo, the favicon. And the favicon is that little image that goes into your tab in your browser, okay, to represent your application or your company. You want to make sure your tagline's in there, and then your description. You're going to be very descriptive about exactly what this app is for, who it helps, who you're marketing to, and exactly what the features are that are going to be included. If you put all these things into your very first prompt, you're going to have a much less buggy app because you've already started all of these things. Like if you want to change the name later, unfortunately, a lot of times the AI does not find all the places that it referred to the initial name. And so you'll have a few things that are contradicting each other within your app. And you don't want that. So you want to put the name in very first thing and make sure that you've settled on that name and you know that there's a domain name that's going to match. Okay. Number 10, what are you going to sell this app for? What is your price point? The best way to figure this out, again, before you ever put your first prompt into your AI platform, go to ChatGPT. Tell it what your idea is, if you haven't already started that conversation with it, and then ask it with the features that you're wanting to implement. How much do you think it's going to cost you per user per month to run that app in the background? All right. And then you can figure out your profitability. If you want 20% or if you want 80% over and above the back end costs. Now, if you're designing something that has AI implemented in it and it's going to be generating in the background, and a potential user could overrun the fee that you think is the correct structure, you want to think about capping it. Okay, so you will tell your platform you need to cap it so the user can only generate 50 different AI requests. Okay, and then you can tier it up. So that if you want to give them 100 requests, then you just add more money, but you want to make sure that you're staying within your profitability margin. All right. Then you want to think about what fee for service provider you want to use, like Stripe or somebody else. And just tell it that in the very first prompt. So it already has the basic idea and outline of your entire app in that first prompt, with the idea of whether you want a subscription or a flat fee and who you're going to use to create this. Now, Lovable and Base44 have already built in connectivity to Stripe and another one that I forget. Tell it what you want to use. These are all the things you want to include in that very first prompt, and that'll get you started to the perfect app. Now, keep in mind with AI, you are going to have bugs and you are going to have a break at some point or another. So I actually add in prompts for guardrails and admin pages for stability and a few other things. Now, if you're interested in how I do these things, how I prompt in the order that I prompt to keep my apps the most efficient, operating smoothly, and the least amount of bugs, take my course, MikeKnowsAIApps.com. You'll get all the information and all the steps that I do to create all of my apps. And on the resources page, which is open to you now without cost, on the resources page, you will find prompts that I use that are tried and true. I use in every single app. Guardrails to keep it from breaking, keep it from changing things without your permission. Because trust me, AI will change things when you're not looking. uh, Admin pages with stability, how to see who your users are, if they're free, if you know what subscription they're paying for, how to reset their password. All the things on an admin page that you would want to see are already built into this prompt. Um, Verification. This is something that goes and tells you every single time you change something in your app or you add something in your app, it will come back and tell you if it was successful and it works. Uh, Authorization, how to create the correct steps for a user to log into your app. If they can't log in, they can't use it, right? So these things are all built for you. They're downloadable. You can reuse them on every single app, and I know they work because I use them myself. If you want to skip over all of that, say you don't even want to take my course, you don't want to download any of those things and just wing it on your own, take a chance, check out Design It Mike, also on the resources page. This is an app that I have built for you to just bring your idea. And if you don't have an idea, it'll help you generate an idea. And then it creates everything for you. It will create your logo, the name of your app, the tagline, help you decide what features should be included. it will generate the guardrails, the admin page, the headers, the footers, the toolbar, anything that you need that you don't even know that you need, including legalities. These things will all be generated for you. All you need to do is decide on your idea, what it is you want to build. Now, it's going to generate all the master prompts you need to take back to your AI platform and build that app for you. And not only that, it will save you money because the prompts are structured in such a way to condense them, but they're efficient enough to use less credits. Because every time you throw an idea out there to your AI platform and it builds on it, it costs you money. But if you can do it in such a way that your prompts are already set up and ready to go and in the correct format and in the right order, you're going to save a lot of time and especially money. So I want to help you start on your journey to creating apps. Even if you have absolutely no coding experience, you don't need it. You can talk to your AI generator or your AI platform just like I'm talking to you right now. But I want to help you learn how to do it in the right order. And that's the thing nobody tells you about. The things that you need in the background, the legalities, the guardrails, the prompting order. Not so much the prompt design, but the prompting order. Or again, if you just want an app that's going to do it all for you, I've got it for you. Check out MikeKnowsAIApps.com. I'm Mike from MichaelJoeTech.org. Happy building.